Hey y'all, I can't really see my hair. I tried to fluff out my fro. I was trying to make it look presentable for you all. So anyway, I was surfing looking for something again, and I had been wanting to see Lisa Frankenstein, but had forgotten about it because, when it comes to movies that go straight to theater, they don't stay there long anymore. They go to streaming pretty fast, or they just leave really fast altogether, right? So I decided, I said, you know what? I like a good comedy. I like a good horror. Usually not together, but I wanted to give it a try anyway. So just from jump, I loved, even when the credits were coming up, the music. It was just, you didn't expect that kind of music for a movie in this genre, right? Like, you would expect that to be for like a period piece, romantic piece, even though you can consider this to be a romance movie thrown in there with the comedy and the horror. So one of the things I loved about the movie is I love the aesthetics. I love the colors, the vibrant colors, very reminiscent of the 80s, right? With the neons and all that. The color pink, actually, I consider the color pink to be a character in the movie. The house was pink, the walls were pink, but it was tastefully done. Everything was, it wasn't an overkill. So the director, whoever decided to put that in there, I think that was great. It went really well with the story, because the main character, she started to slowly turn into like a super goth, right? She was, I guess, not really popular, not really nerdy, just kind of there, right? Her stepsister is the popular cheerleader. So she spends her time going to the cemetery, and she's in love with this statue of this young man who died in the 1800s, right? So something happens to where basically his dead body comes alive, and she is helping him stitch body parts which come from killing people. Now, the first person it killed, yeah, was her stepmom, who was like evil stepmother, evil Cinderella, right? She looked so familiar because I was like, I know I've seen her in something. And I looked it up, but I didn't. I mean, I saw the movie titles and I knew what the movies were, but I was like, no, I saw her in something else. But she's an actress that's been in a lot of things. The fashion was great in this movie. The feeling I got from this movie, it made me feel like I was watching something, even though it takes place in the 80s. It feels like I was watching a movie that came out in like the 90s. Like that everything was, like I've said this before, with how I feel like nowadays you can tell when the writer was putting in punchlines or whatever. This flowed very smoothly for me. It felt like it put me in the mood of like, Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead, Adventures in Babysitting, that actually came out in the late 80s, Home Alone, just in that nostalgic, cocoon of like 80s, early 90s film. That's what it was. That's what I was receiving from it. And so I absolutely love that. They did a great job of embodying the 80s, kind of like how Stranger Things embodied the 80s very well, to the point where you almost forget that that was a show that came out in the 2010s, I want to say. So I love that. I love the story as well, because like I said, as people are getting killed and they're taking their parts and putting it on him, she's slowly like turning to a total goth. Her attitude is changing. She went from being real quiet to just assertive within herself, right? One thing I wish they would have covered, this is just my personal thing, I wish they would have covered how he died. What was the circumstances? All we know is that he was a teenager who died in 1837. I love a good backstory. So but he never talked. He just made noises and grunts, like Frankenstein's monster did. If you've ever watched any Frankenstein movie, or if you've read the book, Frankenstein's monster never talked. He just grunted and everything like that. Hence the name for this movie, Lisa Frankenstein. Okay. So something that I wasn't expecting was her passing at the end. Suicide. Kind of put me in the feel of like Romeo and Juliet. I wonder if that was done purposely. Because you know how Romeo and Juliet, one of them takes poison and the other one does something. Anyway, it's been a while since I read that play. But so she commits suicide. It's in a fire, so he pretty much just stays there and I guess dies again. He's technically dead. And at the end was this beautiful scene where we do hear him reading, but I'm thinking this is like the afterlife because he looks like a regular human being. He doesn't have the zombie thing going on, and he's reading, and she's laying in his lap, and then her eyes are like a green, like zombie looking color. I love this. This is a movie that I feel like I will definitely like want to own and watch it multiple times. Because like I said, it's just, I want to get back to that era of movies where it's just flows naturally. I know you're probably like, well, explain what that means. Just, it's not cringy. Like it's just a movie. It's just a movie. It's fluid. It flows. And that's what I got from this. And one thing that all the colors remind me of, kind of reminds me of Beetlejuice. Like if you ever watch Beetlejuice, everything was very pastel and colorful and everything like that, while he was goth, right? So I also wonder if Beetlejuice maybe influenced the aesthetic of this movie as well. So Lisa Valentine, I keep wanting to say Lisa Valentine so bad. Lisa Frankenstein, like I said, I think fewer people are going to the movies because I didn't hear a whole lot about this movie after it was in theaters. I didn't hear too many people outside of like one person on social media talking about it. But it's definitely, I feel like, an underrated gem. If you like the comedy and horror mixed together, it's good. I think it's PG-13, but I wouldn't watch it with small kids because there are sexual references in it and everything that I think they're put in a way where little kids probably won't get it, but you will. So I guess that's why it says parental advisory, PG-13. That's up for the parents to decide if they want to watch it with their kids. But I love it. Absolutely love this. Lisa Frankenstein. I believe I saw it on Amazon Prime. It might be on some other spots too. So check that out. Shout out to my 66 subscribers. Shout out to the rest of you who are not subscribed and watching, but you can always hit that button for me. Help me out. Like and share as usual. Peace and blessings to all of you that are viewing this. Until next time, y'all.